Antifa terror organization / hate group calls for anti-Trump protesters to converge on El Paso for 10 days of national border resistance and ICE protests beginning on September 1. 176 that date came and went with nothing occurring in that city, proving that while Antifa may talk big, they ultimately do not have the courage of their convictions when push comes to shove. Shots fired at Border Patrol agents 177. Shots fired at ICE facility in Texas 178-179. This comes after conservatives warn of a domestic terror threat against ICE agents 180. In New York, nearly 100 leftist illegal immigration sympathizers were arrested for blocking a major roadway while protesting ICE 181. Woman throws Molotov into immigration facility 182. 21-year-old extreme leftist Patrick Wood Crusius traveled from Dallas to El Paso and killed 22 people, injuring 26 at a Walmart. The shooter was a proponent of universal healthcare, universal basic income, and expressed racist, environmentalist, anti-corporate views. Crusius's manifesto expressed far-left opinions 183, writing 184. The Antifa terror organization put out a call to come to El Paso for direct action operations. The El Paso Walmart shooter traveled from Dallas to commit the atrocity. The inconvenient truth is that our leaders, both Democrat and Republican, have been failing us for decades. They are either complacent or involved in one of the biggest betrayals of the American public in our history: the takeover of the United States government by unchecked corporations. America will have to initiate a basic universal income to prevent widespread poverty and civil unrest as people lose their jobs. Achieving ambitious social projects like universal healthcare and UBA would become far more likely to succeed if tens of millions of dependents are removed. Immigration will make one of the biggest issues of our time, automation, so much worse. Some sources say that in under 2 decades, half of American jobs will be lost to it. Our lifestyle is destroying the environment of our country. The decimation of the environment is creating a massive burden for future generations. Corporations are heading the destruction of our environment by shamelessly overharvesting resources. Consumer culture is creating thousands of tons of unnecessary plastic waste and electronic waste. We even use God knows how many trees worth of paper towels just wipe water off our hands. The government is unwilling to tackle these issues beyond empty promises since they are owned by corporations. Corporations that also like immigration because more people means a bigger market for their products. So the next logical step is to decrease the number of people in America using resources. This will also make the elites that run corporations realize that it's not in their interest to continue piss off Americans. Corporate America doesn't need to be destroyed, but just shown that they are on the wrong side of history. The idea of deporting or murdering all non-white Americans is horrific. Many have been here at least as long as the whites, and have done as much to build our country. The best solution to this for now would be to divide America into a confederacy of territories with at least one territory for each race. I know that the media will probably call me a white supremacist anyway and blame Trump's rhetoric. The media is infamous for fake news. Their reaction to this attack will likely just confirm that. In Mexico, 19 dead bodies were found hanged and butchered 185. 9 bodies were found in the city of Uruapan hanging from an overpass. 7 other bodies were chopped up and dumped on the road, with 3 additional bodies hacked up and left further down the road. Some of the bodies were hanged with their hands bound and others with their pants down. 2 of the bodies hanging on the overpass were women and were half naked. 1 dismembered body was also a female. All the victims had been shot to death. The Jalisco drug cartel is suspected. Portland riots, Antifa fascist, right in Black Hood, moves to stab a U.S. Marine Corps veteran, left in blue with bicycle. 186. Connor Betts, a member of Antifa dressed in all black, killed 9 people including several African Americans and injured 27 in a Dayton, Ohio nightclub before he was shot dead by Dayton police. He described himself on his Twitter account page as, leftist/I'm going to hell and I'm not coming back. He wrote on Twitter that he would happily vote for Democrat Elizabeth Warren, praised Satan, was upset about the 2016 presidential election results, and added, I want socialism, and I'll not wait for the idiots to finally come round to understanding. The Greene County Board of Elections lists his party as Democrat 187. Joaquin Castro published a hit list targeting his own constituents and donors of Donald Trump in the San Antonio area. 188 Democrat presidential candidate Julian Castro, Joaquin's twin brother, supports Joaquin's fascist threats. Donors threatened. 189. More Portland riots, innocent people attacked by liberal fascist Antifa mob. 190. Leftist anti-Trump couple Leopold Hauser and Adebisi Okai were both arrested on third-degree assault felony charges for assaulting a Trump supporter wearing a MAGA hat in a Portland bar. 191-192. Leftists gathered outside the home of Senator Mitch McConnell while recovering from a shoulder fracture caused in an accident and threatened to stab the MF in the heart. 193-194. Squad member Representative Ayanna Pressley told a national TV audience that McConnell was the common enemy. 195. Wahaha Ali, a New York Times contributing op-ed writer and CNN contributor, expressed glee as #Massacre Moscow Mitch, a reference to Mitch McConnell, RKY, trend on Twitter and tweeted out the hashtag 196. The far-left activist, affiliated with Black Lives Matter, refused to apologize for calling for McConnell's murder. 197. Former CNN anchor turned far-left activist Reza Aslan publicly mused on Twitter about wanting to eradicate Kellyanne Conway, which earned him heavy criticism on his tweet in response as he was called out for openly making a death threat against her. 198. Aslan lashed out viciously and profanely against his critics in a subsequent racist tweet where he attempted to change the subject to save face by projecting his own racism onto them, and he also viciously attacked Ivanka Trump in another racist tweet in response when she tweeted about white supremacy needing to be destroyed. Both of Aslan's tweets only earned him even more massive waves of harsh criticism against him. Illegal alien facing deportation accused of killing a father of 5. In January, CNN profiled the same illegal alien, Miguel Ramirez Valiente, hiding in a church. CNN has not updated its story. 199. The person killed by the illegal alien was an advocate of illegal aliens. 200. Chris Cuomo threatens Trump supporter for calling him Frito. 201. CNN anchor Don Lemon charged with sexual assault. 202. While speaking at a New Brunswick, New Jersey event, New Brunswick Today news editor Charlie Kratoval, who is himself a leftist critic of President Trump, was assaulted. 203 and had his camera equipment stolen by Joel Morris, a bodyguard for racist CNN White House correspondent April Ryan. 204. Kratoval later announced that he planned to file criminal charges against Morris for the assault and theft. MSNBC guest Elie Mystal explicitly rejected communicating or negotiating with Trump supporters, instead calling for beating and destroying them. 205. AOC's amazing friends at far-left anti-Semitic organization if not now justify the actions of Palestinian terrorists who stabbed an Israeli teen to death. 206. If not now's Twitter tweets in support of the terrorists drew heavy criticism in response. Al-Qaeda operative in Yemen National Bilal al-Rayani was captured and arrested in Arkansas and charged with providing material support to a terrorist organization. 207. A rundown of the radical thugs who surround Ilhan Omar. 208. Laura Loomer first reported a year ago for Big League Politics that Omar's campaign muscle was a former candidate for Minnesota State House and Somali-born man convicted of stabbing several people. KMSP-TV/Fox 9 reporter Theo Keith was boxed into a doorway by an Omar aide when he asked her about her alleged misuse of campaign funds. 209. Laura Loomer is suing Rashida Tlaib for assault. 210. Vo reports a pro-Islamic video, human beings who don't believe in Allah have less value than cows. From a cow you can get milk. From a cow you can get leather. What makes you better than them is that you worship Allah. There's no benefit from a misguided person, only feces and urine. 211. Career criminal Maurice Hill, who shot at least 6 police officers in a Philadelphia neighborhood during a 7-hour standoff, which he live-streamed on Facebook, before surrendering to Philadelphia police, attended the Masjid al-Hadith Wal Athar Mosque, which propagandizes the radical Islamic ideology of Wahhabism, in that city. 212. The fascist-controlled European Union is ready to force placement of the Star of David on Israeli-made products. 213. Anti-police protester Gilberto de Rades Lahira drove his car into the New Mexico State Police headquarters and then into the main entrance of the Bernalillo County Metropolitan Courthouse in Albuquerque, New Mexico 214 Dorades La Hira was subsequently charged with 2 counts of criminal damage to property.